and it looked like Chennedy Carter has finally broken her silence about this Caitlin Clark situation. Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA season starts soon, and all of the big free agents have signed with teams, home except for one Chennedy Carter. That was the same Chennedy Carter who gave Caitlin Clark that famous shoulder check in June.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
Clark is getting ready for her sophomore year, and her fame is through the roof. Carter is trying to explain herself on streaming sites. She says it was just a basketball tap, but WNBA teams don't believe it. Does Carter deserve this bad luck, or are other players being shown how to treat the league's new superstar?
So we know Chennedy Carter has always been kind of up against the fence when we're speaking about this Caitlin Clark situation. We remember when she first got asked about this during a press conference, she stated that she wasn't going to speak on Caitlin Clark. Now we know months later, she still hasn't spoken on the whole situation. That is until today. Yes, Chennedy Carter finally broken her silence about the Caitlin Clark hip check.
Remember when Chennedy Carter purposely drove into Caitlin Clark in June? That was the moment that would define Carter's career. It happened during a regular season game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. And Clark, there was clearly a foul, and it was called. The question is whether they will call it again. Let's look at what happened one shot at a time. After making a score, Carter quickly crossed the court, not to go back to defense, but to go after Clark, who wasn't expecting it. This road had nothing to do with basketball. The video shows Carter saying a few bad words, then looking at Clark and giving him a hard shoulder check that sent the youngster flying to the hardwood. Everyone who saw this touch could tell it was done on purpose.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, you know, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
There's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest here.
Clark seems to tell us a lot about her personality. She got up without complaining, brushed herself off, and focused on the next play. There were no emotions or regrets. It was just a professional effort. At the same time, the owners and fans were furious because they knew that the team was
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. It's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks.
Breaking attendance and viewing records, the WNBA is having growth that has never been seen before. Clark's arrival is a big reason for this. The league is protecting this progress by putting an emphasis on professionalism, which is getting a lot of in this sense, what the Sky Forward did was very different from how the league
What's crazy about all of this, immediately after that push, this is what she said to the media.
Like something in Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the people.
I don't know anything. No questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
Carter tried to It was the biggest mistake of her career. It turned her from a player with a lot of promise into someone teacher. Now she's speaking out. We'll talk about it more later. Even though basketball is a physically demanding sport, there are
I said Chennedy Carter wasn't going to make the NBA roster, WNBA roster. And as it sits, April 20th, training camps start for teams in 7 days. Training camp for a majority of the WNBA start April the 27th. Chennedy Carter is not on any WNBA roster. Want to know why? Because it's Chennedy Carter's fault he's not on any WNBA roster.
those are Carter's
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, I don't think it was, what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we've seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like, I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like, you couldn't stop him.
That is not, we watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like saying that it was nothing. Like this is not this is not just a tap.
It's even more clear that this past
it's like one of those things, like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing, it's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. So like, yeah, it's kind of what happens. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want.
Me watch every game, every single game, to see if you can find any deflects in my game, and like putting nothing on, you probably could say too much about. So you have trolls, and that's what I said. They're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like up here. Not to like harm you or anything. If you want to push somebody, you're gonna like
This response wasn't just one person's. Communities of all kinds of basketball fans were skeptical of what many saw as a frantic attempt to fix the team's image.
This is crazy, and this changes everything. Because all this time, we've been waiting on Chennedy Carter to take responsibility for what she did to Caitlin Clark. It shows me, I ain't even gotta watch all this footage, right? But I am gonna look at it. But it's showing me right now that she still is not taking responsibility for her actions. She's gonna blame this whole situation on Caitlin Clark supposedly talking smack to her.
I'm a great player, she's a great player, it looks a certain way. Everybody's gonna have their views on it. But my personal view is, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that I love it though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you more motivated.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I love the hate. I love it. Oh yeah.
Carter's complete change of mind about Clark's ability may be the most telling thing about her rehabilitation journey. Remember when she asked what Clark brought to the table?
This is a bad one. This is her pretty much begging for a team to pick her up. Oh, it's just part of basketball. That's not part of basketball, bro. What you did to Caitlin Clark, you can't justify that assault.
Basketball experts have said that Carter's answer is a fundamentally wrong way to describe how physical professional basketball is. One expert got right to the point of the matter. Carter's behavior wasn't just bad sportsmanship. It posed a threat to the league's most promising player and his future. Physical play that is part of the game is not the same as intentionally going after another person after the game. Carter still doesn't seem to understand what the problem isn't just that. It's that she won't take responsibility. By downplaying how bad her actions were and trying to make it fit properly, she's adding to the worry.
Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin Clark.
The conversation has probably done the opposite of what it was meant to do. Instead of improving her reputation, it has Carter has trouble taking responsibility and might not be a good partner. Carter has never had a problem with talent. She has shown that she can score at the top level. You need more than just ability and character and teamwork at stake. If a player is really knows something outside of basketball first, and then refuses to take responsibility for it months later, it sends up major red flags in confidence with others. Carter's attempt has only made it clearer why she hasn't been signed yet, and players with less raw ability have won roster spots.
Her actions prove that no team is willing to bet their luck on her. Now, granted, she's a dominant scorer, excellent basketball player in certain aspects of the game, but her behavior on and off the court is making it look real shady for her to get picked up by a team.
The world of basketball has an unwritten rule that separates tough competitors from better fans. And right now, Carter's almost never have to be justified. In a league that is always looking for scoring finals, a player who
And there has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk now?
What's especially telling is that Chicago Sky didn't even offer Carter a qualifying bid. Take a moment to think about that. They let their top scorer leave without trying to keep her or getting anything in return. When it comes to professional basketball, teams shouldn't let their best
I mean, she can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't.
He framed the move as giving her the best chance as a free agent. This carefully chosen business language barely hides its real one. Reports from behind closed doors show that there was a lot of stress in the locker room, and there were worries that the worst was
I don't know who's going to take her. I don't know what teams are going to take her. No, I don't think she's going to the Indiana Fever. I mean, yeah, bring her in after what happened. I don't think so.
On riding this wave to success. There are rumors that the WNBA is thinking about making player behavior rules stricter in response to things like Carter's obvious foul. It's easy to understand during this important time of growth. The league will protect its brand.
Come on, cheer for your teammates, be a part of this team, and then ensues an altercation between the two where Chennedy Carter was sent to the locker room mid-game, of which afterwards, after the game, this is what has been reported. I guess Chennedy Carter wanted to fight Courtney Williams, like physically fight Courtney Williams, who backed away from this and was like, no way. So there was no actual physical altercation that happened.
The unique set of things that are working against her, the well-known victim, and the lack of real responsibility. The same behavior that got her suspended from the industry, and the fact that it happened at a time when the league is growing. Training camp opening, not even reports of interest. What this group decision means is much more important than punishment for a single gross foul. The whole league has spoken out about her character and work ethic.
To an extent, like you can criticize, especially on the court with somebody with 100% cheap shots, your favorite player. Like there's a level of going at. We all know Chennedy Carter is way too far. Like we can be honest here, they go way too far with Chennedy.
As the WNBA gets ready for what looks like it will be its most fun season ever, there couldn't be a more noticeable difference between its biggest star and its biggest missing. Even though Clark's fame is